So for more insight on that, we want to turn now to Mr. Hussein Abdul-Hussain, Research Fellow at the Foundation for Defense of Democracies. Mr. Abdul-Hussain, thank you so very much for joining us. So we all see those impressive images, no other way to put it, this large-scale event, those tens of thousands of supporters. But what don't we see? What stood out for you today?
Well, number one, let me just start by saying, who celebrates death? I mean, this is a festival to celebrate the death of someone and to say that they won even though their leader was killed. I mean, the whole concept is off to start with. What have we noticed? I think in terms of the ability to get a big crowd together, this is unlike Hezbollah of a few years back. I think, they did their best. They spent a lot of time and energy and money to get this crowd together. In the past, they could have done it without any effort and a much bigger one. So I'm not here measuring the crowd, but I'm just saying this looks like the last gasp to me. I wouldn't say that they're dead yet, but weakness is visible for someone who knows the group.
And yet, perhaps to dive in further into this, we speak a lot about this new Lebanese government and its change of tune when it comes to Hezbollah and its legitimacy. But today's demonstration of power, of actual grassroots support, it says a lot about the future political landscape in Lebanon.
Well, there are two things here. Number one, you have the government, and today the Iranian delegation that was participating visited President Town, and President Town said, we've paid our dues to the Palestinian cause. We don't want the wars of others on our territory anymore. We want out. So this is, to my mind, this is the first time a Lebanese president tells an Iranian official a statement like this. On the other hand, if you look at the Shia, I think, we have to revisit the numbers from 2022. At least 17% of the Shia at the time voted against Hezbollah. And that was when Hezbollah was at its peak, when it was at its peak in terms of tyranny and money. Now, next year, in a little over a year from now, there'll be election, the parliamentary election. Will Hezbollah maintain the 83% that it has? My guess is that'll be hard for them. They'd probably go much lower. But it remains to be seen. Yeah,
to be tested, the political clout of this group. Well, timing is everything, right? IDF releases footage from the targeted killing of Nasrallah some months ago, while Israeli jets, as we've been discussing, come to say hello, let's put it that way. It seems that the current ceasefire is precisely what it is, a mere cease of the fire.
Well, it is. And I think, it has rules and it has a organizing commission that's supervising it. And I think everyone understands their role. And I think even many Lebanese know that whenever they see airstrikes like these, they understand that there must have been a violation on the side of Hezbollah. So everyone knows everything and no one is surprised. And I think for this reason, you don't see people pushing for Hezbollah to get back into war with Israel. I think what the Lebanese are trying to do is to convince Hezbollah that for this to end once and for all, they have to fully disarm both south and north of Litani River.
So if we are looking ahead, Mr. Abdul-Hussain, before we thank you for your time, I wouldn't ask what is next for Lebanon, but we do know that Washington is hands-on when it comes to the political ordeals there at the moment. So how do you see the American investment there in Beirut nowadays?
So let me describe it this way. Let's assume that the Israeli military effort threw everything in Lebanon up in the air, and now the pieces are coming down. And what the U.S. is doing is that we're trying to make sure that the pieces come in a way that's favorable for the U.S., for the Western world, for Israel, for peace in the region. So that's why, thankfully, Washington is involved. Of course, things might go wrong, but at this point, we're cautiously optimistic, and we have to stay the course to get to the right point that we want to get to.
Well, cautiously optimistic sounds about right. Mr. Hussein Abdul-Hussain, Research Fellow at the Foundation for Defense of Democracies. Always a pleasure speaking to you. Thank you very much, sir, for your time, for your insight. Thank you.